Thank y'all for getting on tonight. I know that there's a couple people who had some other things, and we've got the op call tonight. So I'm recording because I want us to be able to look back at this or share it with our team as they keep adding people. So tonight we're going to talk about customer care and retention. This is a super important aspect of our business, and especially for you new girls who have just recently added people, this is something that you want to lock in on early on. So, one sec, let me share my screen with you because I made a cutesy little presentation for you. Okay, so let's talk about customer care and retention. I got all these new VIPs. Now what? Seriously, it can feel overwhelming. So, why is retention even important? Retention is basically like the people that have ordered, you want to retain them, you want them ordering again every month. First of all, it's important because we're helping people reach their goals. You've gone through this whole process of, talking to them about their health and what are they struggling with. And we have invested in their health. And if you have no plan to retain them, you're really not helping them reach their goals. Also, I don't know how many of you new girls opened up your virtual office on August 1st and saw a big fat zero. The first time that happened to me, I was so deflated. My sponsor didn't tell me that that was going to happen. And I opened up ready to work. And I was like, what the heck? Where are all my points? And I called her. She explained to me, oh no, you'll get those points back when they reorder. So a lot of the purpose too of retention is not only are you helping them reach their goals, but it's also helping you get those points back so that you can reach your goals. Also, when you have people that you're able to retain, you don't feel like you're constantly having to rebuild. Us girls who have been in it for a little while, right, Melinda? There are seasons where people turn off their subs or they got backed up on their subscription or they got backed up on their products and they turn their subscription off and then they kind of fall off the wagon and you feel like you're just constantly chasing down new people. And if you have a good plan for retaining your people and taking great care of them, you don't feel like you're always on that hamster wheel. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about customer care. This is the best way to retain your people, and it starts from the very first conversation with someone. How you handle conversations, and how you go through the sign up process is your first touch at customer care. When someone trusts you to help them with their health journey, it really is a privilege for us. They are literally trusting us with their gut. And that's a weighty thing. Like it's not just, oh, go throw a few pills down and we'll hope for the best. They invested in us and we're investing back in them. So now it's your job to help them be successful on their products. So I'm going to give you a few steps to help you be successful in the customer care, and some messages that you can use to check in on your people. So we're not just going to like go, hey, go do great customer care. Good luck. We're going to help you with what to do, what to say. Okay. So, customer care, first of all, you need to have a good plan. Like, how are you going to tackle this customer care aspect of your business? One of the ways that's been successful for a lot of people in Plexus is to literally grab your calendar, or you can do this on your phone and write down the names of the people that you've signed and when you need to check in on them. You can open up your back office and write out each of their subscription dates. And then you can also use that information to note if anybody is below 100 PV so that you can have conversations about what other products they could benefit from to go ahead and help them, one, reach their goals better and faster, and two, maximize the pay points that you're getting each month. Another great tool for getting in your virtual office regularly and checking on your people is you're also going to see if there are credit card declines. That's something that happens, like people's card gets stolen, and you have to help them get their new number put back in. Debit cards, they forgot to put the money in their account and the debit card didn't load right. So things like that. is great customer care. So if the calendar system works good for you, go for it. I had one of those big desk calendars for a little while. You can get them pretty cheap on Amazon, and it's like you peel the month off, and then there's a whole new month, and you can write notes in the margin and, write down which days that you need to check on somebody. So you can also mark if it's their second or third month. And then you can even denote if they're like level two, level three. And then when they have their third sub going out, this is when you'll want to reach out to them about perks. The Plexus perks, is where you get free full-size product when you have enough perk points. And a lot of times people forget that they even have that in their virtual office, sorry, in their account. And so you can literally go in your virtual office, see how many perk points somebody has, and let them know, hey, you have enough points to redeem something for free. Can I help you pick an item that would meet your goals? Um, and then it's another great touching point of this is why we want to keep your subscription on because you're going to get to start redeeming stuff pretty regularly when you consistently order and stay consistent on your products. Okay. Also, we obviously we love our current customers, but it's so important to always be on the lookout for new ones. So you can write on your calendar people that you're reaching out to or need to follow up with. But we want to strive to have at least 10% of our new ads as business builders. And the customer care aspect, where that comes into play with this is you're going to have people that you signed up on products that might be kind of scoping out the business opportunity too. And when you are having regular conversations with your people and you're telling them what's possible with Plexus, or even doing these new Zoom launch events, it's a great way to keep your people accountable and get them some accountability partners to do it with. And then when they earn some money, it could be something that turns into a new business builder. So don't think of it as like you're trying to get something out of them. Think of it as a way of helping them be more successful with paying for their products and their consistency. Okay, so coaching. It's funny because when we sign people up, we don't necessarily think of ourselves as a coach, but that's exactly what you're doing. You're coaching people through how to be successful on their products. So you're going to grab your calendar or your phone, set up reminders, and map out your check-ins so that you stay consistent in communicating with them. I want you to shoot for 14 check-ins over the next 120 days. And I know that that sounds like a lot, but I'm going to share with you a customer care guide that's going to help you figure out what to say, when to say it. And you're not going to be sending like if you look at that, that's like two per week. But really, what we're going to do is we're going to check in pretty regularly in the beginning, every 2 or 3 days for the first week or two. And then you're going to go to checking in every 4 or 5 days. And then you're going to check in once a week. And then you're going to check in. So it's going to trickle down as they get more confident on their products. To have great retention, you also need to have great buy-in from your customer from the very first day. So like I said, that's where this comes in from day one. Make sure that all of your messages are focused on positive questions that are specific to that person. One thing that I recommend when you're talking to people about how they're feeling on their products, which is a very big topic, especially in the beginning when they start to go through detox and things like that, it's really important to ask questions like, what are you loving so far? Never ask the question, have you seen any changes? Because that tells somebody, oh, hey, I should be seeing changes already, and I'm not. There's something wrong. This isn't working. And they start to go down that rabbit hole of, I'm doing something wrong, or I bought products that don't work. So ask them, what are you loving so far? And if they're like, well, nothing, I can't really tell a difference, then that's a great way to say, that's okay. That's not uncommon. It takes a while for our body to heal. And remember when we talked about giving this 4 to 6 months of consistency before really making a decision? That's why, because everybody's body heals at a different rate. So just another way to remind them about consistency. Okay, speaking of consistency, this is a huge topic with keeping your people accountable and keeping them going. So as we all know, starting something new can be challenging. It can feel a little scary and difficult, but from the very first conversation that you have, let them know that they need to commit to being consistent for 4 to 6 months to really see the best results. But let them know too that you're going to be right there with them every step of the way. You're not just going to leave them out there with no help and nobody to answer their questions. But they also need to know that communication is key. So, one of the things that I tell my new VIPs is I need you to commit to 4 to 6 months of consistency and open communication with me because I can't help you troubleshoot anything if I don't know what's going on. So if you're feeling something that you're like, I don't like this, it feels uncomfortable, I need you to communicate so that we can make tweaks if we need to. And so just have that open communication and sometimes you have to be a little bit tough with them to remind them of what they want out of this, and that you have skin in the game too. So, celebrating their wins. So, you're going to have customers that see huge wins right away, like with Reset, or maybe they tried Active and they're like, oh my gosh, the first day I felt a huge difference and this stuff's amazing. But you might also have people that it takes a while. Some of that can be personality. Sometimes you have people that are just like super excited. This is awesome. Let's go set the world on fire. And then you have those that are just never going to find anything good about anything. So sometimes you have to really hunt and you really have to search with someone to find something positive to celebrate, but celebrate every little thing that you can because that excitement is contagious and it will keep them happy and eager to keep going. Also, this is a great time when they say, oh, I don't know if it's really working, but I slept for 8 hours last night and I usually only sleep 4. That is so awesome. It sounds like you're having some wins. Have you told your friends about this? And start talking to them about sharing their wins with their friends. Okay, here's a few resources for you. If you're not 100% sure on where to go to find these things, the first place is our new ambassador checklist. This is pinned at the top of our chat. And there's a lot of great resources on there. If you haven't gotten into this and dug through it, make that a priority because this has some really great tools for you. On the second page of the new ambassador checklist are some great resources, and one of those is a customer care and retention plan. And there's literally, I'll pull it up here in a minute if I can find it on my desktop. I had to change computers, but there's literally like a check boxes. So you can go, okay, you can write their name at the top, what pack they got, and then you can literally like check off the day and the message that you sent. And then it also gives you message examples. The Boards app is another great resource. We have graphics, we have conversation examples, things that you can pull from. And there is this section in there for customer care. It is currently a work in progress. There are some great resources there, but we're going to be adding some more. So if there's something specific you would like to see, let us know and we can try to get that updated. Also, if you're like, oh, these are great, but I want to see if there's something else that might sound more like me or might meet my needs a little better, then go to the Health, Happiness, and Financial Freedom team page. Click on the little magnifying glass and type in there, customer care. And it will pop up some posts and some other resources that you could use. So, all great. And you know what? If you're like, hey, this works really well for me, write it down, make a plan, and share it with us because everybody has something to add to this. And something that works well for you might work well for someone else. So, don't be a gatekeeper, don't be hogging it. Share your wins, share your genius. Okay, here's another great tool that has really helped me with customer care. Y'all, I literally have a guy that I signed back in March, and by April, he was like, well, I'm just having a hard time being consistent. I have texted him twice a day since April to remind him to take his drink and take his supplements. And I know that sounds ridiculous. I'm like, you are a grown man, put your big boy panties on and take your stuff. Like you said you wanted, that's neither here nor there. But the only reason that I've been able to do that successfully and not fall down on the job is scheduling text messages. if you have an iPhone, I am not good with Android, so I don't think you can do this with Android. But if anybody has that and you know about that, let us know. But with when you're messaging iPhone to iPhone, you can literally go to your message box, type in your message, hey, don't forget to take your supplements tonight. And then where the little plus sign is to the left of the little text box, click that and you'll scroll down and you see like this little blue clock looking thing and it says send later. Click that and you can tell it when to send, what time of day, and you can schedule as many as 2 weeks in advance. And y'all, this has been a game changer. Like when I have people that do reset, I send them 2 messages a day for 4 days. Just getting them through the reset process. I send them a video and a scripture in the morning, and then at the end of the day, I check in on them. And so then it's like I can go about my day and I'm not worried about did I remember to text them? Oh my gosh, I forgot and it's 10 o'clock and I didn't check on them. It's nice to schedule it and go about my day. Um, but you also have to make sure that you know when to schedule the next one. So if you're doing regular customer care, know that you might want a reminder somewhere, either on a calendar or in your phone, that to schedule the next set of customer care messages for your new person. So that is that in a nutshell. Does anyone have any questions for me?
I have a question.
Okay, what's up?
When you were saying that you can go check and see like when it's like their second or third month or whatever,
Yeah.
how do you see that?
Okay, so you can do it. The best way to do it is to go into your virtual office, and on the left-hand side of your screen, you're going to see where it's got like dashboard, perks report. There's one that says genealogy. And if you click on genealogy and you scroll, it's nearly all the way to the right. There's a column that says last order date. No, sorry. Actually, it has a join date on there and it tells you when they joined.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. Join date. So look at their join date and that will tell you how many months it's been. Yeah, what month they're on. And if you're keeping it in your calendar, that's another good way
Yeah, I was just
to
gonna
track
go
it.
start putting it in my calendar and I needed to figure out how to do it.
Yeah. What else? I wanted to pull up the customer care and retention
Oh, I
and
just
show you guys what.
Avery has a girl that she doesn't really want to share right now.
Okay.
When is a good time to like reach back out and ask if they're wanting to post or whatever?
I think you just kind of have to know the person and say it regularly enough that they're like, yeah, I've heard this before. And I think it can just be something that's as simple as, a couple of months down the road, you can even say something like, I'm just so excited that you've been consistent. And I want to just tell you thank you for trusting me. And as a way to give back, I would really love to do this Zoom event for you, and it will help you get your products paid for. And just see, because sometimes just ripping that band-aid off and doing it for them, then they see, oh, hey, that actually wasn't as bad as I thought, and I'm making some money. Maybe I do want to do this. Or finding out if they have some wins, and then you can say, hey, have you thought about sharing that with your friends? I would love to help you make a post about it. And then you're not going, are you ready to start your business? Are you ready to start your business? It's literally just making it this natural part of the process for them. Okay, here I'm going to share my screen again real quick, and I want to show you guys this customer care and retention. And you guys that have been around a little while may have already seen this. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yay. Okay, so here's where you can put their new VIP name when they joined. So that's another way you can see what combo they got and any notes they have, like if they're allergic to something, or if you are, you talk to them about trying X Factor Plus with their perks or whatever. And so here's the little check boxes that you can look at. Day one, you're going to welcome them, send them the initial message. I don't know if everybody has seen it. But I know whenever I sign up my new VIPs, I send them a welcome message that has their login information and then like the detox video to watch, that they have a referral link, something that they can try with their perks, that sort of thing. And then here are some other actions that you can do. Send them product instructions. I usually wait until they get their products in, but sending it initially, you can do that and then remind them later. So you'll see here day one, day two, day three. And then day four, after that, we start going about every 3 days, once a week, and you see how it starts to taper off. By then, hopefully, you are establishing a good open line of communication. So here's some sample messages that you can send. Obviously, tweak them to sound like you. Copy and paste is not usually the best plan of attack. So, um, you know, go dig into this. Like I said, it is pinned in the top of our World Changers chat, and just dive into all of those resources, and we'll keep uploading things to boards like our reset system that we like to use. So anyway, any other questions on customer care and retention? No? Okay. Well, it's 8:22. We can get off. I know that was super fast and furious. I probably talked way too fast, but there is also an op call. You're welcome to get on and check out, or you may even have people on there. So I will have the recording to this. If you need it, just let me know. Love y'all. Thank you so much for hopping on with me.